What's up, guys? Ronnie back, this time with TOGA Projects Envtex with their Envshade. And let me start this by saying I was immediately impressed with the FPS friendliness and good looks. Let's dive into the good and the bad with this TOGA Projects review. To start, we need to know what Envtex is. It's an environment texture utility that adds over 11,000 textures that range anywhere from the sun and moon to sky colors, stars, and clouds. You also get various new effects like contrails and wingtip vortices, new ground effects like touchdown skid marks and water displacement effects for the seaplane in you. You even get the northern lights. After installing all of the apps using a straightforward process called follow the directions, we need to get the textures we want in Sim. To do so, pull up Envdir, and unlike all these hard to pronounce names, you're met with an easy to use and understand interface to select any or all of the textures you want to inject, as well as their quality and a visual representation of performance impact. Go through a texture selection menu where you're greeted with nice pictures to select your favorites and install. Once done here and you've installed your textures, it's time to see how well TOGA Projects did. I was again immediately impressed with performance. Using other products like this on the market, you're overcome with a somewhat balancing act to maintain flyable performance and FPS. Whereas this, I didn't have to go back and forth to adjust graphical fidelity. My performance was impacted in a predictable manner. What do I mean by that? Bigger airports and larger congestion, as well as overall cloud cover, has always been a major performance impactor. When flying in them areas, I saw a normal performance dip and nothing that indicated TOGA Projects had any substantial say in that. They did have a say, though, in these beautiful dusk skies. Briefly mentioned at the beginning of this review was Envshade. Sold separately for a few dollars extra, it provides a night and day difference in shading throughout the entire sim. TOGA Projects did really well with the clouds, however, in overcast conditions, sometimes high in the flight levels, really high above the overcast layer, they did appear to be somewhat repetitive. I was able to break that monotony up with some of the high altitude effects TOGA Projects has added. It didn't stop with the high altitude effects either, as I showcase some of the ground effects that happened with this exaggerated F-22 takeoff. To add to the maybe not so good, I've found in snowy conditions my runways to be not so snowy. Only sometimes though, but at least they were wet and I still did get TOGA Projects' amazing ground effects with it. For both Envtex and Envshade, the overall price is about €27 or $31 US. Even considering the sometimes repetitive overcast layers or lack of snow on the runways, I found myself admiring the work of TOGA Projects. They have provided some of the best looking skies I've seen in Sim, as well as some of the best effects and airport ground textures on the market. Couple that with great performance and awesome value and texture selection, and what you get is an environment overhaul that will fancy even the most seasoned of flight simmers. Even if you think you have an equivalent product, I assure you, Envtex will add to yours. For this, I think TOGA Projects deserves an FSElite review score of 9.5. As always, guys, thank you for watching, and until next time.